it's not the Deontay Wilder that said to this day. You know what I mean? It's a different guy.
This is John Tanagi of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Dmitry Salita.
I want to say one thing about Deontay Wilder, if I may.
Go on.
Deontay Wilder is a very good heavyweight, a very good fighter, and Malik Scott, from what I've seen up to that point, has done a good job in rehabilitating him and making him improve his game. But it seems to be, Marvin Hagler used to say it's hard to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do your road work when life is good. So, and I'm happy for Deontay Wilder as a person because he really seems to be very positive and in a happy place. And God bless him. That's what boxing is supposed to do, supposed to make a better life for yourself. But that does go in conflict with being a fighter, with being the elite fighter, because when you're in a boxing ring in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round, sometimes you have to push yourself to a very dark, uncomfortable place. And it's the fact that you don't have that pushes you to whatever chip on one's shoulder it is, that pushes you to test yourself, to take risks, to put your life on the line in that ring. Because every time a fighter goes in a ring, elite fighter, he puts his life on the line. That's the mentality that one has when they go into the ring. So any athlete at an elite level puts himself on a line to be the best, because it's all about the victory. So, feels like Deontay Wilder has other things in life that he enjoys, that he finds meaning in, and it's fantastic and it's great. And he's been a great heavyweight, and but unless he can find that fire, which is very difficult to do now that he's been cured. I read an article about him doing some mushrooms, some hallucinogens, something like that, to calm himself down. And whatever he's doing seems to have helped him as a human being to be happy and to be grateful. If you see the press conference, I actually came up to him before the press conference, said, "Deontay, you're so positive, man. It's great, And he smiled and he was nice. It's not the Deontay Wilder that said to this day. You know what I mean? It's a different guy. And to be able to, fight guys like the Joshuas, the Furies of the world, you gotta have that do or die mentality, man. And Joshua, to his credit, when he fought Jermaine, he had was ringside. He had he was thinking to himself, from what I see, do I really want to be here? Then he picked up his pace in his next fight when he fought Helenius, and his fight versus Otto Wallin, he was like, he never left. He was sharp. His distance was good. His punches were sharp. Attack was calculated. He was just so explosive and such a master boxer. It was just such a masterclass. And so Joshua, to his credit, found that fire to be elite, to be at the top again. And it's very difficult to do, when you've met the queen and you got a Bentley and you got a mansion. It's very difficult for a fighter to do. And there's levels to this, right? Some guys just want to pay their rent and that satisfies them. Some guys want to own a jet. So there's levels to having that chip on your shoulder serve you, to meaning be used as fuel to whatever level for yourself that you plan to get to. But hopefully Deontay can, if he wants to fight again, can find that fire again. And I still believe if he can get a winner to fight with him and Joshua, it will be interesting. But Joshua, in my mind, is the favorite at this point.
And you mentioned Jermaine. Is he still promoted by yourself? And if so,
yes.
Okay, so what do you have lined up for him?
So we've had serious conversations about Jermaine fighting on the Day of Reckoning, in a significant fight. He just wasn't ready to get himself in shape for that kind of fight. On the notice, that show did come together very fast, as everybody's been saying, but it really did. So we're exploring other possibilities. I think feels like Zhilei Zhang's opponent is not solidified yet. I feel that Jermaine is a great opponent for him and a great fight, and I believe they have a couple of common opponents, and I believe that Jermaine has a chance to win that fight, and it'll be very interesting to the boxing fans, being that Zhang wants to fight Joshua and Jermaine has experienced it. Jerry Forrest, Craig Lewis. There may be some other ones. I'm sorry.
Has the Zhang fight been discussed with his team at all?
No, I mean I haven't had any meaningful discussions, but I did put it out there. But something that we'd like to see happen. And if not something as meaningful.
Okay, and just finally, Clarissa Shields. We've seen the back and forth with Alicia Baumgartner and things like that. What's the latest with her?
Yeah, I don't know that. I was going to add my 2 cents to it, publicly, but then I stepped back. I don't know why Alicia is picking a fight with Clarissa. I'm not sure what the thought process behind that is, but if Alicia can come up and wait, I think that fight would. I don't think it's realistic, to be honest with you. I think it's just, as with other fighters, people attach themselves to Clarissa's name, to promote themselves and promote their careers. I know there's a lot of controversy with Alicia about her past fight and about that drug test. Hopefully she's able to redeem herself in a good way and come back to the ring, but that has to be dealt with first before talking about Clarissa and all the other stuff. So Clarissa, we're working on something for Clarissa. As you know, she has also does PFL MMA. So we're just figuring out what the next step would be. But you can it's guaranteed that it's going to be significant, and another historic event for her is planned. It's in the works.
Is Savannah Marshall part of that?
I think that Savannah Marshall could be a part of it. I think that fight with Clarissa and Savannah, that's such a natural and a great rivalry. I believe that that fight is always is always on the table. And Savannah beat Franchon Cruz, although it was wasn't a very exciting win. Clarissa beat Franchon Cruz in her pro debut. Just talk about the resume of fighters. And I've seen the pound for pound of women's fight of the year and all this stuff. But Clarissa is by far the best by the people that she fought and how she chooses to test herself and willing to take on the biggest and the best challengers. So I do think that a fight with Savannah Marshall makes a lot of sense for everybody involved, and it's something that it makes sense for everybody involved if we can all come to a reasonable deal. And Clarissa went to the UK. I believe that Savannah can come to the US for the rematch, and that's something that we'd like to explore.
Okay, has there been any discussions with Ben Shalom about that at all?
I cannot comment on that at this moment.
Okay. All right, well, Dmitry, this Zoom's about to run out, so appreciate you jumping on with myself and Pro Boxing Fans today, and we will catch up soon.
Great. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in the UK.
Absolutely. Take care, Dmitry. Nice one.